Hello, this is Edward Lambert with another video for the 6-element model for acupuncture. And this is really part 2 in a series of 3 videos about the seed element. And this video is going to be about Yuan Qi and the seed element. And it comes from chapter 9 of my ebook, Creating Life. There is a strong connection between Yuan Qi and the seed element. Some regard Yuan Qi as a sacred Qi that is always perfect, that it is always in a state of grace. This view also describes Jing essence. The truth is that both Yuan Qi and Jing essence exist in the primordial atom upon which all life is constructed. This primordial atom is eternal and has the symmetries of the spherical meridian flow. Yuan Qi is the enduring expression of the primordial atom of life that needs to be cultivated. Here's a quote by Lonnie Jarrett from his book, Nourishing Destiny. The Yuan Qi is the seed of true nature that heaven plants deep within at the moment of conception. We must nurture the potential of this seed to fulfill our destiny. And then from the Yellow Emperor's Classic, the key to effective medicine is to determine the cause and rectify the imbalance of the Yuan primordial Qi of the body. Many have learned that the element of Sanjiao and pericardium is fire. That's what they learned in school, but they say that this fire is a mixture of fire and water. That nuance is used to distinguish them from the normal fire meridians of heart and small intestine. It is not precise to say that the seed element is a mixture of fire and water. It is more precise to say that Yuan Qi is produced from the embrace of fire and water, Shen and Jing. Yuan Qi flows from the embrace of fire and water. Yuan Qi expresses from the embrace. The nature of Yuan Qi is distinct from any mixture of fire and water. Basically, fire and water coexist in a living unification of elements. Living unification refers to the complete and total unification of the elements as a requirement to create a living being. The coexistence of fire and water is harmonized by the seed element. The primordial power of Yuan Qi pulsates with the living unification of elements and essences. Yuan Qi is the cohesive, transforming, and peaceful power moving life from the dangerous and volatile joining of fire and water in the seed of life. And you need the seed element to create, to have the structure, the proper structure for the seed of life. What is this seed of life? Yuan Qi is the primordial source Qi. What does that mean? At the center of our being, this is our eternal being, there is an eternal spherical atom which holds the divine vision of our lives. Yuan Qi expresses from this eternal sphere. Now if you look to the right here, you're going to see a picture with one circle in the center and 6 circles around it. This is an ancient symbol for the seed of life. It represents an eternal center, structure, matrix at the center of our beings that is always there eternally. And from this center matrix, we project lives, personalities, experience in the world. And this center is always there. Knowledge of this has gone back thousands upon thousands of years. You can see pictures of this symbol far back into the past. It is known, but it is understood. The knowledge of it still exists. We still know what this is. We still can contact it. We still know people who have seen it. We still know people who have knowledge of this. Now the expression of Yuan Qi from this eternal sphere is to incubate and develop life from the embryo to beyond old age, from life to life to life to life, is really what it's all about. While in the womb, this is a quote by Lonnie Jarrett from his book, Nourishing Destiny. While in the womb, the Yuan Qi guides the entire differentiation of the embryo and fetus. During life, the Yuan Qi serves as the inner fire that fuels all developmental processes such as making blood, the growth of bones, emotional, psychic development, and the ascent of the spirit. You can see there that it's developing the body, the emotional body, the mental body, and then the spiritual development. All in that one quote by Lonnie Jarrett. He's really expressing the full nature of Yuan Qi, expressing from this primordial seed of life. Life was created and developed in the primordial soup with the presence of the seed element and the Yuan primordial Qi. The nurturing of an embryo in the protected stillness of a woman's uterus reflects the environment of the primordial soup. Yuan Qi is strong in the uterus. Now here's a quote by Lar and Rocha de la Valle from their book, Essence, Spirit, Blood, and Qi. Qi has the role of animating and setting in motion. This is not only for the various kinds of circulation in an adult, but also the strength leading to the development of the embryo into the child, and from the child to the adult. This process is also due to the vitality of the Qi, not just the original Yuan Qi, but all the expressions of Qi, and the real continuity of life through the Yuan Qi with the cooperation of all the other kinds of Qi and essences. So you get a sense of cooperation of other kinds of Qi and essences to produce this one Qi, this quality of the one Qi, and then to produce the development of life. Where does all that happen? What is coordinating all this? What is developing this cooperation? Where are they cooperating? It all starts from that original seed, that spherical seed at the center of our being. We have knowledge of this, but knowledge has existed for this for a long time. Now in this slide, I want you to first see over here to the right. This is a lion outside of the Imperial Palace in China. What is under that lion's paw? A ball. What is the pattern going around that ball? It is a pattern of hexagons. It is a pattern of six-sided relationships. It is the seed of life in spherical form. The knowledge of this is deep and ancient. Most people nowadays just think that the lion is controlling the world. But when you control the center of a being, when you have dominion over your own spherical seed of life, you control yourself and the world and life. This is the ultimate knowledge. But this is where six-element theory takes us. When Yuan Qi is hindered, the fetus may not develop properly. Most acupuncturists would say that birth defects are the result of a problem with the Jing essence. However, Yuan Qi and Jing essence are used together to develop the embryo. Shen also plays a part in development of the fetus. The development of a fetus is a divine work by divine consciousness. The most wise laws guide the development using Yuan Qi from the primordial seed of life. In the case of birth defects, it is said that people who committed suicide in the past life tend to reincarnate with Down syndrome. The most wise divine laws use Yuan Qi to produce the birth effect in order to fulfill a law of life. There are no written laws for why certain birth defects happen. The wisdom behind them is beyond mortal understanding. Yuan Qi flows into the whole fetus development. Jing essence is the substance for the fetus development. Shen reaches out to fulfill the destiny of the divine vision. Here's another quote by Lonnie Jarrett from Nourishing Destiny. But the emergence of one thing, Yuan Qi in the ocean of nothing, Jing essence, provoked the conversion of nothing into something. We see that Yuan Qi plays a major role in forming life. The divine actions of Yuan Qi are not always perfect from our worldly critical eyes, but from a spiritual perspective, even imperfections have a perfect purpose. That is a deep thought to ponder, one beyond human reason. This is a Giovanni Masciocca in Foundations of Chinese Medicine. His quote, Yuan original Qi is nothing but essence in the form of Qi, rather than fluid. It can be described as essence transformed into Qi. Really what he is saying here is that in this original seed of life, in the original seed of life, you have the embrace of yin and yang. I show this in other videos on how the symbol of yin and yang come together to form a spherical pattern, where a yin cone and a yang cone merge and unify. And what you have is the yang essence and the yin essence merging. And when they merge, this produces Qi. So this is what he's saying here. The Yuan original Qi is nothing but essence in the form of Qi. This embrace of essence creates Qi, and this Qi is the movement of life. Yuan Qi is the Qi produced from total unification of the 6 living essences, unified in the primordial seed of life. This is the most profound mystery of Yuan Qi. When all the essences, spirits, elements, and the visions of life come together in one unified whole, a power begins to pulsate and resonate. This power, which is Yuan Qi, arises from the synergy of unification. So once all these spirits, which is the Shen, and the essences, and the elements, and the visions come together and unify, there's a synergy of harmony created, and that synergy moves Qi, this primordial original Yuan Qi. So here you have the essences, Shen, and Yuan Qi make up the 3 treasures of Chinese medicine. Here's a quote by Lonnie Jarrett from his book Nourishing Destiny. The 3 energies together are unified in the one. And I'm saying that that one is the seed of life spherical pattern, which is eternally at the center of our being. There is essence Jing, there is spirit Shen, and there is energy Yuan Qi. These 3 are originally one. They are founded in heaven and earth and form the root of all human energy. Human beings receive spirit from heaven, essence from earth, and energy from the middle harmony of heaven and earth. Joined together, they are the one. The 3 support each other and form an integrated whole. He is describing the seed of life. To clarify the quote, the 3 were not originally one. Yuan Qi begins once Jing and spirit unify in the middle. Once Jing and Shen really unify in the middle. Before the embrace, only Jing and Shen exist. Yuan Qi is the great unifier of heaven and earth. The unification takes place in the middle dantian. Yuan Qi is the final step that leads to what we would call Qi in all its forms, kinds, and distinctions. Yuan Qi is the original and primordial Qi. With Yuan Qi, life in all its diversity and oneness begins to express. It is the fundamental Qi of life. All other living forms of Qi are rooted in Yuan Qi. The seed element exists in the seed of life. It helps form its structure, its matrix. Thus, Yuan Qi is produced only where the seed element exists. So this is that relationship between the seed element and Yuan Qi. Yuan Qi is produced only where the seed element exists and expresses. And the seed element only exists within a living being where the interaction between elements must be actively regulated. Through the synergy of unification, seed transforms the independent 5 elements into a living being. Yuan Qi is the fundamental Qi that awakens all other expressions of Qi. Through the transformations done by Yuan Qi, the body-mind obtains Qi. This concept is essential to understanding the relationship between seed and Yuan Qi. The meridians of the seed element, Sanjiao and pericardium, govern the expression of Yuan Qi in the body-mind.